So Samantha, take us through the journey of how we got started in network marketing and ultimately how we started our journey together.
Yeah, so obviously we met super young, and I think we were how old? 12?
Fourth grade,
Yeah, but
however old that is.
we actually started dating and at 12-ish or something like dating, right? And I remember thinking, well, I wanted to marry you since the second I met you because, you're awesome. But we got married at 21, and actually though before, because you're going to go to the military. And we had to move up the wedding, and I told my dad, like, we were gonna get married in like a what is it called? Like just really quick, just
Yeah,
you and me
on the
go
fly.
run off. Yeah. And my dad was like, "You were not doing that. I want to actually. You're my only daughter. I want to have a wedding." And I remember us getting married, and I felt like I would live in a tiny box in the middle of nowhere as long as I was with you.
Wow.
Like I just
Yeah.
wanted to be with you, and I didn't even know what that looked like. We were just young and in love and. I don't know, naive, I guess you could say.
100%.
Yeah, and you were joining the military and you went off and it was all letter writing and we didn't talk for months, except for through the letters, which you took a while to write me back sometimes. No, I'm just kidding. But I remember, packing up our bags and moving cross country to North Carolina and you getting the news that you're going to be deployed right away. And it sucked. And I remember crying and really not knowing what to do. And I remember, I guess you were kind of not happy with where you're at also.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, extremely frustrated. And it's funny because, we've been together for so long now, right? 7th grade is when we started dating. And I mean, I get asked all the time, what did you want to be when you were growing up, right? Where did this ambition start from? And as you know, if you would have asked me what I wanted to be in life, depending on the season, you would have got one of these three answers. Either I want to be a Navy SEAL, I want to be a Pablo Escobar, or Billy Graham, right? Depending on the season of life. But so, we always knew that we were going places together. Like, we really did. And so, I think you attract what's in your heart, right? The frequency that you're on. And so it was just a matter of time, in my opinion, that we came across network marketing or network marketing came across us,
Yeah.
And so anyways, we're 21, just got married, going off to the Army, and joined with 3rd Special Forces Group, right? Which at first you were not too happy about, right?
No.
Jumping out of airplanes, getting deployed every 6 months.
And then we went to go adopt another dog.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Right?
Right before you got deployed. Let's get a third dog. Yeah.
Crazy,
I remember that.
right? Yeah, totally crazy. But I remember, right that Friday, we just decided to go to Petco for a random reason.
A dog. It
yeah.
was the dog. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
they were
saying.
having dog adoptions.
Yes,
Exactly.
and I wanted to go touch the dog or see the dog. I wasn't going to adopt it. Yeah, right. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then we're there. We meet Dennis, and we're introduced to network marketing.
Yeah, but I remember that night because you said, "Oh, we're going to go to this couple's house and they're going to talk to us about business." And immediately I was like, everything I was told not to do, we were about to do. Go to a stranger's house, all this stuff. And so I remember going there. Well, first of all, I think we got in an argument about it.
Oh, we for sure got in an argument.
Because you were like, "We're going." And I was like, "Yeah, well," I said I had a headache. That's what it was. I was like, "I have a headache," remember? But then I obviously went. And I think that's where our brains got kind of screwed up in the best way
100%.
possible. Because they started talking about network marketing.
And what's crazy is we were very much looking for something at the time, right? I mean, we were, I'm going to Afghanistan in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And even before that, we were trying to figure out what's our purpose, where we're going to plant our flag, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
We have all these dreams of traveling and eating at the finest restaurants and becoming the best version of ourselves, but we had no idea what that looked like or what kind of platform could even do that for us.
Well, I don't even know if I was looking for... I guess in my mind, I never was like, I have to go to the finest restaurant. I didn't even comprehend or think that. I was 21. I wanted to be with you. But I think for me, the biggest thing was when you were getting ready to deploy, they had this meeting. What was it for?
Briefing.
And they were like, they sat us down and they said, "Hey," well, they had the wife come in. Remember the wife, or I'm sorry, her
Widow.
And she told the story about how her husband went off off on a deployment, and then she got the knock on her door, and he was killed in combat. And then the support wives that were all there to help her, and then she got remarried, and the same thing happened, and her husband was killed in combat. And then they were like, we just want you all to be prepared for your husbands.
Yeah,
And then they
great
handed
pep
us
talk.
the paperwork and said, fill out this, have the conversation how your husband's funeral wants to go. And I remember sitting there like, what?
That's how you close a life insurance policy, by the way.
Yeah, I guess so. But I remember like crying. I sobbed. I was scared, but I didn't even know what that meant. And then I started sobbing. And I remember, because it was like, do you want him to have a military funeral or like a regular funeral? And we're 21 years old. We just got married. And now I have to talk about how you're going to die. And I remember sitting there like, I don't even know what I want in life, but I don't want this.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't what I want anymore. Like, I don't want this life. Like, I don't want, we don't have kids yet. We wanted kids.
Right.
I wanted kids since the day we got married, basically. But I knew that I didn't want them to continuously have to say bye to you or not know you or go a year and not talk to you. And I'm very thankful for the people that serve our country. It's the amazing sacrifice. But where we were at in life, I didn't want to say bye to you every 6 months because you were going to deploy every 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I think genuinely it wasn't like, oh, I want to eat at the finest restaurant. Oh, I want to travel to I didn't even think about that. It was just, I just want to spend time with you and pay my bills. Like,
Yeah.
and not have
Yeah.
and not make decisions based on money,
Right.
you know?
Right. Yeah. And it's funny because so I went on that first deployment, right? Or right before that, we
Yeah.
go to network marketing convention.
Yeah, you sold our TV to
So
go.
yes.
Super fun.
Sold the TV, sold the lawnmower, and
Sold the entire, I came home to it.
and
Remember?
everything was at discount.
I know.
I think the $400 lawnmower we sold for like $70.
Yeah.
TV sold for like $50.
Yeah, I know. I came home, I drove up, and I remember seeing, like, in our driveway, our TV, and I was like,
Garage sale.
you are going to die today. I was like so mad at you, and it was our last weekend before
all
you
our
left.
gym equipment. We had a bunch of gym equipment. Sold that too.
Yeah. I
Just
know.
to get the ticket and the gas money to get out there.
Yeah, we were broke.
And you know what? That is. I'm so glad we did that though.
Yeah, I am
right.
too,
I mean, that's where our brains really got screwed up. Was at that big event.
Yeah, but remember on the way there, when it was pouring rain and it was dark and we were like in the mountains. Was it mountains?
Yeah, it was mountains.
And I was like, what are we doing? I don't know these strangers and it's raining. And I was so scared.
Yep.
I was
I remember
terrified.
that. And I wouldn't trade those times for anything.
No.
And fast forward, we go to the convention, we decide, man, this is what
Yeah.
we want to do. We can
Yeah.
be financially independent. We can live life on our terms. We
Yeah.
can be financially free. We can be rich. We can help other people be rich. We can live a life
Yeah.
of significance and impact in other people's lives.
Yeah.
And
Well, remember the couple, I can't remember, they were talking about their kids. And I remember the lady saying something on the lines of like, she didn't like the school system. So they made their own school. They literally built their own school. And I remember thinking, wow, like most people complain about things, but they like were able to do something.
Right.
And that's the thing too, I think that's crazy is people will be like, oh, money doesn't solve everything. And I'm like, yeah, but it
Pretty
solves
much.
a lot. Because I feel like all our arguments that we have had, you know, younger, growing up, like through our early years of marriage, hey, the car needs new tires. They're stressed because of
Finances,
money.
yeah.
Hey, the phone's going to get turned off. They're stressed because of money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the thing is when you have money, there's no argument.
right,
You're just, hey, we can take care of it.
absolutely.
No
100%.
problem.
When you have financial struggle,
Yeah.
it makes the smallest anthills feel like mountains. It puts a magnifying glass
Yeah.
on every one of your problems. And man, we experienced that over and over again on the come up, right? No doubt about it.
Actually, I remember, I think one of the most pivotal moments or memories, I don't know if it's a moment or memory or what, but was fast forward, we're in this business. We're probably 23, 24 at the time. We've made no more than $400 in the business and no
In 4 years
in
combined.
4 years. And I remember you were out of the military at this point, and the only reason we're staying there is association, right? And I remember we're going, because back then it was go into a Target or wherever and shake hands and meet people.
Yep.
And you have to get 3 to 5 yeses a day. And we did that for 4 years. And I remember one day I'm getting off work, and it's the same thing as every day. You pick me up.
And what was I doing for work at the time?
Oh, yeah.
I was driving Uber and Lyft, making $80 a day.
Yep.
And the whole reason I did that was just so I could prospect the people I'm giving rides to, so that I can get their names and number to grow our network marketing business.
Yep. Yeah.
Making $80 a day. I've got this smoking hot brand new wife that I can't even afford to feed. Had hardly any gas money to do Uber or Lyft, but I'm getting a bunch of numbers.
Yeah.
You know, and what size apartment were we living at the time?
It was a 1-bedroom, 1 bath, and we had a roommate in business with us living in our living room next to our dog that was aggressive and would bite people.
Outrageously aggressive. Rico was the most
but we
aggressive
needed
dog.
the rent, and he needed like a cheaper rent.
He was a partner with us.
Yeah,
and,
it was $1,100 a month, and we were like drowning.
And the square footage was like 800 square
Yeah.
feet, 750 square feet, something like that.
Yep.
And we were behind on that. And then
But what I was trying to say, though, is I remember you picking me up at 5 p.m. You drive, you pick me up, same as every single day. And we'd go into a store, get a yes, connect with people. And our minimum was 3 yeses a day.
Every day.
3 people said yes. And I remember we were in the car, and it was probably in our little Kia Soul. And it's like 10 p.m. and we hadn't ate dinner. And we're at the gas station, and it's raining. And I remember I was so mad because I was like super hungry. And I was like, dude, I quit. Like, I am not about to. Because that's the thing is we weren't just getting yeses. We had to go home and read. And then we had to go listen to an audio. And I was like annoyed with it at this point. And I was like, turn this audio off. And I am not reading. And I'm hungry. And I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you looking at me, and you were like, no, we are creating the habit of getting 3 yeses. And there was like a I don't know, homeless person or something was over around the corner, and you walked over there. Or, I don't even know.
I don't think he was homeless.
Okay, but like he wasn't the sharpest person. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
that sounds mean.
Yeah.
And he walked over there, and you were like, "Hey, you looking to make extra income?" And he was like, "Yeah."
Hell yeah.
And he was like, and you asked for his number, and he had no number.
He didn't have a number. Oh my gosh.
But you like wrote down his like location or something.
Yeah.
And so then we were like, and you were like, now we can go home. But it was because the discipline of
I
getting
got his email. It was his
or
email
something
address.
like that.
Yeah, his AOL.
And it was the discipline though of getting 3 yeses. And I remember thinking, I think I believe we're gonna win now. Because it was that habit of doing things that nobody was doing. And then I remember we drove home. Well, you took me to get pizza. So we're all good then. And so then we drove home, and I remember.
Ooh, I remember this.
You do?
We were locked out.
Oh, I forgot that. Yeah. So, yeah, we got locked out of our apartment, and we didn't have the money to bring or to have the guy come.
The locksmith.
Yeah. And then the apartment complex guy couldn't come till like
3 hours later.
3 hours later. So we're sitting outside on the stairs waiting to get in there. And I'm like, now
And it's midnight.
I'm sad again. Yeah. I remember that. Wow. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyways, I remember though, we went inside and our apartment, like the stairs, and I remember you hearing something about the discipline of the habits that you have to continuously do. And I remember you reading a book and standing at the edge of the stairs because you were
With my back facing the...
because you were so tired, but you knew if you fell asleep, you'd fall down the stairs, and you had to finish committing to your habit of like reading.
Yeah.
And I remember like moments like that of like, I think you were saying it earlier or when we were talking is, of course we're going to win because we did things that people would never do at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
And we did it together, you know?
We did. With virtually no results whatsoever for a very long period of time.
Yeah. And
Outside of we were changing.
yeah. And do you remember? Okay. So remember when we were in our little apartment and we were probably 23, 24 at this point, and you got a piece of paper and you ripped it into small pieces. Remember this? And you ripped it in the horrible, horrible handwriting. I love you. But it was like ripped, and it wasn't even like pretty like rips. You were just all uneven rips. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And do you
yes.
remember what you wrote on it?
I'm going to be a millionaire.
Nope. It was
What?
all over our apartment. I went to go to the bathroom and it's sitting there. I'm at the stove and it's sitting there. It said, I'm going to be financially independent by age 27.
By age 27. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that.
And I thought it was so weird. And I was, because you were all into
That was
like-
my age. I had to be out of a job by 27. That was like the no matter what. I don't know
Yeah.
how it's going to happen, but I'm going I'm going to work every single day with
Yeah.
that intention in mind.
Yeah, but I didn't understand the whole affirmation, any of that. And so seeing this all over the house, I thought it was so weird.
And we were broke. We were completely broke. We were behind on our car payments. We were living on credit cards, making $80 a day.
Your mom
Phone
would
is getting
Venmo
shut
us
off.
money
Yep.
for dinner, and she wouldn't say that. She'd be like, "Hey, here's $50 just because I love you." Mm-hmm. And I'm like, "Oh, thanks."
Because she knew I was nuts and I wasn't
Yeah, which was awesome.
making any money at the time.
Yeah, but you wrote it all over, and we ended up. What's crazy is we built that business for 4 years, so we're 25 when we were done building it, and we switched over to we moved to a different state, moved to a different business, and we ended up leaving our jobs at age 27.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
We sure did. Yeah.
And I didn't even realize the correlation between the two until
I know. Isn't that so wild?
yeah,
And it felt like it was impossible most of the time.
the entire time.
The-
Yeah.
Damn near the entire
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, but
Crazy.
yeah.
Crazy start we've had.